Hello there, and welcome to the Pint-Sized Healing Podcast. My name is Max Thompson. Let's get started. So yesterday was Mother's Day, and I just wanted to reach out to survivors who, like me, have experienced maternal abuse because it can be quite a difficult day to deal with. I find more so than Father's Day, although I've also, experienced abuse from an enabling father, because Father's Day is kind of less commercialized, I guess. I find it less triggering because it's less kind of in your face. But Mother's Day, very much in your face. I mean, every restaurant that you go to in the weeks leading up to Mother's Day, television ads, social media is just exploding with, love for your mother and how wonderful she is and how much she has sacrificed to love and care for you. And the thing is, that is not the experience that we have with our abusive mothers. And what it really triggered in me a lot over the years, that kind of, those kind of messages in the media, is that I felt there must be something inherently wrong with me if not even my mother could love me. And I think that is something that is a feeling that is quite familiar to a lot of us. And I just want to reach out today and remind you of this quote that I've shared it a number of times over the years, but I still love it. So here it comes again. It's by Brené Brown, and she says, just because someone isn't willing or able to love us, it doesn't mean that we are unlovable. I think it is something that you need to keep reminding yourself of, because these are words that I say to Carrie, who is the SwanWaters team member. I say this to her at least once a week, and it's this: happy, healthy people do not abuse other people, right? I don't believe that people who are abusers are happy or healthy people. They will have suffered trauma, and that has translated into them now, perpetuating that cycle. That does not excuse them. It does not relieve them from their responsibility, because they could have also done the healing work. And I know that healing work is hard, but they could have done that, and they maybe should have done that. So it doesn't take away from their responsibility as an adult to have learned better behaviors, learned better coping strategies, learned better emotional coping strategies, that kind of stuff. However, it does give us an explanation as to why they are incapable of forming healthy connections even with their own children. That has nothing to do with who you are. I mean, the abuse in my family, the negative relationship that I had with my mother, started before I was born. My mother often commented on how I was so fat when I was even when I was a fetus, that people had thought that I was twins. I mean, she started calling me overweight before I was born, right? She started calling me an alcoholic at age 1. That has nothing to do with me as a person. That has nothing to do with any action that I took. That has nothing to do with my personality or anything. It has everything to do with how she was feeling about herself and her life and the choices that led her to have me as a child, right? Or even not even choices that led her to have me as a child, but just the choices in her life. And so I think it is important when we are kind of overwhelmed by this feeling that we are unlovable, that we remind ourselves that we are absolutely lovable. It is it is just that the abuser is incapable or unwilling to love us. but that is not the same thing. I hope you have some time to kind of sit with that thought and let it really kind of make its way from your brain to your heart so that you feel a little bit better. And join us in the Facebook group as well if you want some support from your fellow survivors. And I will see you next week for another episode of the Pint-Sized Healing Podcast. Thanks. Bye.